Hey, what's going on? Wanted to tell a story because I've had people ask me this, and when I tell it to them, they're pretty surprised by it, especially some of the younger people because it's from a long time ago. Kind of like when you used to say I used to walk to school uphill with no shoes on. And they always tell me, man, you ought to tell that story, and I don't know that I ever have online. So how did I get into digital marketing? And it's kind of unique. So my advertising journey started in 99, right out of college, working in, I guess, 98, 99, right out of college, working in radio advertising. And at the same time, my brother, myself, and my dad started a boat and RV dealership from scratch, $5,000, rolled the phone line up from the telephone pole every day at night when we were closed. I worked nights and weekends on it. So it was a cool journey. We actually, long story short, grew that to about $15 million a year in annual sales and then got out of the business in 2008. But how did I start my digital marketing journey? Because it's kind of unique. Well, number one, I had bought a book called How to Build a Website on Adobe PageMill. And this is back in 98, 99, 98, right in there. And bought the book and learned how to build a website. So we started our first boat and RV dealership online as a website. We didn't have a lot. And for 3 months, we didn't have one. We just dialed for dollars, called people, got people to list their units with us on consignment, had a website, sold units, eventually saved up money and got a lot. Well, that's not where it got really cool. It gets really cool about 2003. So we were having virus issues on our company computers. People were, every day, somebody's computer was crashing. And the cause was a virus. And I remember talking to the IT guy, Glenn, and finding out that, every day somebody was downloading something, it seemed like. And it was I may exaggerate, it might be every month. But we had viruses all the time. So Glenn comes in and says, Matt, I've got the solution to your problem. We're going to install a tracking software. So every employee will have to log in at their terminal, name and username and password, to get on the internet. And that way they will tell us where they're going. And we're not looking to get anybody in trouble. We just want to fix what sites they're going to that are causing this issue. And so he did that. And we told all the employees, hey, by the way, here's your username, here's your password, this is yours, we're tracking this, we got to figure out how to stop these viruses. So long story short, about 2 months into this, Glenn comes back and he's got this binder. And we had found the virus. We found the young lady that was downloading something stupid, got that fixed, and he goes, Matt, I want to show you something. And he puts this binder on my desk and my dad's desk, and he says, this is a catalog of every website that your employees visited the past couple months. And I had kind of forgotten about it. And my dad, of course, wanted to fire everybody. And I'm like, well, let's see what this is. And what it turned out to be was it was basically a database of every site the employees had been on. And so I look at it, and I actually saw something a little differently. And this is the marketing side of me, was we only hired outdoorsmen. We only hired people that were hunters, that were fishermen, that were camping, that could prove that they did that because we didn't want people walking in and doing business with us and talking to an employee who didn't know the life, didn't know the lifestyle. And so I looked at this, and there's all these websites, fishing.com, bassboatcentral.com, airstreamforums.com, arcticatatvs.com. And there was, back then, it was what social media is now. There wasn't Facebook back in 2003, 2004. There wasn't all these different, LinkedIn and YouTube. None of that existed for the most part. YouTube might have, I'm not sure. I'm not sure when YouTube started. And so I started looking at these sites, and I saw advertising opportunity. There was one in particular, a place called Bass Boat Central, that had like 26,000 active bass boat owners on it. And I was like, wow, all I need is a few of them a month. And so I reached out to these different chat rooms and said, hey, what would it take to be a sponsor? And so pretty much all of them had advertising packages. And the one was, I always crack up because they were always like $500, but the one was $600 a year to be the exclusive bass boat dealer for a certain category. And the rules were simple. You couldn't sell. You had to have your actual name. You had to have a link to your website, and you had to have a logo. So basically they wanted your avatar filled out. So if somebody saw who was giving them advice, who is this person? It's not Crazy Matt 101, it's Matt Plapp, Plaps for Outdoors, Plaps.com, our logo. And the biggest thing was you couldn't sell. And so I approached individually our sales staff, and I said, guys, I got a problem. What? well, we're a sponsor of this website now. Oh my gosh, I'm on it every day. I'm like, oh, you are? I didn't know. Well, they had already forgotten about the virus thing from months prior. I said, well, I need your help. We've got a sponsorship that we're the official Mercury expert on this site, Yamaha expert. We had all these different categories we had bought, and it was different things, ATVs, boats, and everything. You know, campers, fishing, hunting. Mainly bass boats is where we made our impact with this. And I said, I need your help because I promised that we would put an expert online every day, all the time, to answer questions. You can't sell. You got to have all these information in your profile, and you've got to inform. So long story short, our guys loved it. They would, in between sales calls and customers coming in, they would be on the chat rooms talking about, oh, your boat's not performing correctly, try this prop, or maybe put a jack plate on your boat. It was just a lot of in-depth information. So flash forward like 6 months later, we're at a dealer show for Yamaha Marine, and we were what was called a symposium. It was the Symposium 20. There was 20 dealers that got together twice a year and put together best practices, and Yamaha took those, and we were the top 20 dealers, and we were number 3 at the time, I think. But they took those practices, and they took them, and they created a guide for how boat dealers in the fishing world, the outboard motor world, should be carrying on their business, should be conducting business. And we were a marketing influencer in the group, and we did a lot of cool marketing stuff. So the guy approached me and said, Matt, I got to talk to you. We were also a dealer that skirted the rules. We were always kind of stepping over, not jumping, doing things we couldn't do, but some things we might not, should do from a marketing standpoint outside of territories. And then the boat business was a little different. It was unique in that there were very few big dealers. And so we got people driving all over the country. And so we were always getting, our hand slapped, you could say. And guy approached me and said, Matt, I want to show you something. I want to show you this website called Google. And I think at the time, I don't even know if I knew what Google was. But he walks over and he types in Yamaha 4-stroke motors. And we're in Nashville, Tennessee at the Grand Ole Opryland. And Plaps Pro Outdoors comes up number 1. Yamaha's like number 2. And I'm like, I didn't do it. He said, yeah, you did. I'm like, no, I didn't. He's like, you're not in trouble. I said, okay, I probably did. And he said, how did you do this? I'm like, I don't know. What is this? It's a search engine. What does that do? I literally had zero knowledge about SEO. He said, well, I need you to help me and find out how you did this and bring this back to the symposium. And so he knew I was a sharer. I've always been an open book like I am on my different social media channels, my YouTube channel. I tell people how to do it. And so I went back and I got to Glenn, the IT guy, and said, dude, explain what I did here. Why am I beating Yamaha? Why is little Matt Plapp and Plaps Pro Outdoors beating Yamaha in marketing online? And he explained to me about organic SEO, which is what it was. It's like, Matt, Google is looking for the best resource for a customer looking for this product. Yamaha's over here with a website with a bunch of fancy stuff and a handful of pages. That's great. You're over here with thousands of links coming from these fishing sites and these forums. And all of those links are from posts that are keyword rich. They're not selling motors. They're talking about why this motor's performing this way, why this prop, why the boat's dragging, maybe the boat weight, the trolling motor weight, whatever. They see you as an expert. They see Yamaha as Yamaha. That's why you're getting all this traffic. Well, when I found that out, of course, it went up a notch. It went, hey guys, instead of a handful of us on this every day, I want 20 people on these websites every day, all day. And long story short, we blew up. And we were selling 30, 40, 50 boats a month some months, and campers and ATVs, strictly from our online presence, which was unheard of. This is 03, 04. We're in 2018 now, and I see companies that aren't able to sell online. So that's how I got where I am. And that's how I learned back then, before Facebook, before LinkedIn, before YouTube for the most part. MySpace towards our end was getting up and going. But that's what we used it for. That's how I learned the value of community and of keywords and of talking to people and of getting exposure online. And that's what landed me where I'm at today, which is a marketing firm that focuses almost completely on digital marketing and how to take people from a website, a Facebook post, an email, a text, a Facebook Messenger to a business and get them to do business and grow your database and do business more often. So that's my story. I get it asked all the time. I thought it was pretty unique, and I think it's pretty funny to think back that, I guess that was 15 years ago, that all of this didn't exist. and you think about what's happened in the past 10 years. I saw a stat that I shared, I think on New Year's this year, that talked about what didn't exist 10 years ago on this day, the first day of the year. So that's my story. That's all I've got. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you around.